All right, question number 7. A researcher studying public opinion of a proposed Social Security changes obtained a simple random sample of 35 adult Americans and asked them whether or not they support the proposed changes. To say that the distribution of P, the sample proportion of adults who respond yes, is approximately normal, how many more adults does the researcher need to sample in the following cases? So we just need to apply the sample size criteria to make sure it follows normal, that it's an independent study. So that is the N times P times 1 minus P. This has to be greater than or equal to 10. So we're going to start here, and we're going to find out how many we need so that this is the case, and then we will find the difference of the 35 that we start with and adjust for these numbers. So if we have 15%, the 15% is my proportion. So if 15%, that will be, we're going to divide, to get N by itself, we're going to divide by both of these. So what we're actually doing is, I can say equal or greater than or equal to, let's just say 10, and it's going to be divided by these because these are being multiplied, so we're going to do the opposite. We're going to divide by P and 1 minus P. So this is what we need to do to figure out what sample size we need. So what that means is 10 on the top, and then we have 0.15 for the 15%, and then 1 minus 15% is going to give us 85%, so 0.85. Okay, so we're going to figure what this is, and then we can find the difference. So alpha y equal n, I'm going to do 10 divided by, it's going to be 0.15 times 0.85. If you're not putting it in fraction form, you have to put the bottom in parentheses, the whole denominator, so it computes correctly. So this gives us 78, says round up to the nearest integer. The researcher must ask blank more. Okay, so this is roughly, I don't know that they want us to round this up. So we're going to say 78. We're going to take the 78 and we're going to subtract the 35. They asked 35, but how many more do we need to make sure we get to the 38 from what we already have? That gives us 43. So we need to ask 43 more individuals. Okay, so what I'm thinking is, because even though the 0.4 doesn't round up, we need 78.4, which would mean we need more than 78. So let's round this to 79. And so if this goes up by 1 to 79, that means this will go up to 44. So I think even though it doesn't round up, because it's a real world scenario and we need more, we're going to need 44. So let's go with the 44. That's the one thing you got to be aware of with the real world examples. And we'll apply the same thing to part B. So part B says 20%. So it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be 10, and then it's going to be 0.20 times 1 minus 20%, which will give us 80%. And we're going to find out what that number is. Okay. So this time I'm not going to do the fraction bar. I'm going to show you what I meant putting the denominator in parentheses. So I'm going to do 10 divided by, and then open parentheses, 0.2 times 0.8. So just make sure the whole denominator, otherwise order of operations will kick in, and it will do 10 divided by 0.2 and then multiply by 8, and you need to do the bottom first. So just be careful with that. So 62.5. This time this does round up, so let's go ahead and round it up to 63. So this is saying 63 is what we need, and we're going to subtract 35, and that will end us with 28. So we need 28 more in this case when we want a 20% proportion. 28 more is what we need.